everybody at my house. Okay, it's 11:30. By the way, my husband and I are starting that cleanse on Easter. The biggest feasting in the church, my husband and I are going to eat nothing, you know. So I am eating the house down. I think I had a cake, maybe a whole box of cookies. I know I drank a couple bottles of wine. I mean, I was just ridiculous. It was like the Last Supper for me, right? You know, that diet that's coming the next day, you eat everything, you gain 10 pounds before you even start the diet. Well, that was me. So it's 11:30 at night, I'm all tired, I'm bloated, and I'm thinking, okay, guys, I gotta go to bed, I tell my family. I gotta go to church tomorrow. Half of them said, what? And the other half said, why? And so I said, okay, well, I read it in a book, blah, 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 blah. My husband's looking at me with the eyes like, you don't expect me to go to this with you, do you? Now, my husband, being the exact same confirmed Catholic as I was, he had no idea about the faith either. He even went to Catholic school for a couple of years and was an altar boy and still had no idea what was going on. I said, no, honey, this is me. It's all good. So I wake up the next morning. I am dying. I'm bloated. I'm hungover. The alarm goes off, and I'm like, whose stupid idea was this? You know? I roll over. I smack the alarm. I get up. I get ready, and I go by myself to a Catholic church that I have never been to before, and I have always gone with another family or my family. I have no idea what to expect. It's been 20-something years, so I walk in pretty freaked out. I'm going to tell you, I was kind of scared. And I, saw the holy water, and I know, dip your fingers in, do the sign of the cross, and then I'm looking for a seat, and thank goodness there was a pew in the back with a spot. And I was like, yes! Because I don't want anyone to see me not kneel, not stand, or do the right thing. I'm assuming everyone that's in this church knows what they're doing and knows how this goes. So the priest, by the way, it was in St. Mary's in Elgin, was where I went with Father Chris Kuhn, if any of you know him. So he's coming up the side of the church, and I'm sitting in the back row, and he walks behind me and this one other gentleman that are in the pew, and he says, hello, people in the back row. And I was like, what? A priest with a sense of humor? Like, what? I don't even know priests. I haven't seen one in I don't know how many years, but this guy was funny. He gave me this relief all of a sudden. I was like, okay, I can do this. And then, of course, he goes down the center aisle, and Mass begins, and he starts with, peace be with you, and I'm in the back going, yeah, I know this one. And also with you! Everybody is not saying that. I am mortified. I'm thinking, what are they saying? Like, and why wasn't I notified? Hello, where's my memo? So for the rest of the Mass, I just sat down and kneeled and just mocked and did everything. I was just like doing what everybody else did. I was so embarrassed. I even knew the Our Father, but was afraid to say it in case something else changed, which did. That little middle part where the priest says his stuff and then the hands go up. I mean, that was new to me. I never experienced that before, so I just sat there. And then when I left, I felt, oh, wait, I didn't leave yet. Now, mind you, I'm walking up for communion, and I have many mortal sins on my soul, by the way. I have not been to confession for 26 years. And I'm walking up, I received communion, I didn't even remember what to say. I said, is it thank you? I'm like, I can't be thank you, that sounds pretty stupid, I'm like, amen, amen. I'm like straining to hear the people say it. I did say amen, so I didn't freak everybody out. The priest looked at me like I had 7 heads. But normally my family is walking out after communion so we could beat the traffic, remember? So I go back to my pew and I sit down and I'm like, now what do I do? I'm watching everyone pray, and then of course the announcements. Well, I never stayed for announcements, and seriously, I was thinking, really? Is this ever gonna end? Like, come on, what's going on here? So they say, next Sunday, we will have Divine Mercy Sunday confession after the 2 o'clock Mass. And everything kind of stopped for me at that moment. And I thought, confession? Holy cow. And like I said, I did the math, and it was 26 years since I had been to confession. And I know I had mortal sins on my soul. By the way, I had even more mortal sins than I knew because I didn't know the teachings at the time. So I had even more mortal sins on my soul later, I found out. And who knew the beautiful graces that I would receive on Divine Mercy Sunday? So here's what happens. I don't decide at that moment that I'm going to go to confession. I don't. I just had a moment to say, wow, if I believe a half of a half of a half of a mustard seed of this Catholic faith, I'm going to go to hell. And that was the first time I ever thought about my mortality. Ever. I never thought about heaven and hell. I just kind of figured, hey, God's so merciful, He's going to let me in. I mean, I never killed anybody. That was my mentality. So it made me pause. Everything kind of disappeared around me at that moment. But again, I didn't decide to go. I left that day, got in my car, and I kind of thought